Travelling south on the N1, the Hexrivier Poort follows the Hexrivier Pass about 8 kilometers towards the southern exit of the valley and is a distinctly separate pass to its northern cousin, with both providing entry and exit routes from the Hexrivier Valley. Many noteworthy and well-respected travellers from the 17th and 18th centuries incorrectly recorded in their journals that this was the Hexrivier Pass. Not that the Poort is unworthy of being called an official pass, with its wild and rugged terrain. 20 years ago, rockfalls and flooding caused endless problems for the roads authorities. Nowadays, the excellently engineered renovation makes for safe and wonderfully scenic, comfortable driving. The first construction by a roads authority on the Hexrivier route took place when the Divisional Council first built the road in the 1860s. Both the Divisional Council Road as well as the original road edged through the narrows at the eastern end of the Poort, where two projecting masses of rock restricted the available space. A brave decision was taken when reconstruction of the route as a national road commenced in 1939, and the line chosen was taken directly through the spur of solid rock. The impressive cutting became known as the Sand Hills Cutting, taken from the name of the adjacent railway siding. This section of the N1 through the Poort, the Hexrivier Valley and over the Hexrivier Pass into the Great Karoo was reconstructed to improved standards between 1983 and 1986 by Concours Construction. The new road produced a much safer and more comfortable routing through the Poort over 7.5 kilometers, producing an easy average gradient of 1 in 90. At the narrowest part of the Poort, the space is severely restricted and has to be shared by the river, the railway line as well as the road. The normally placid Hexrivier becomes a raging torrent of white water during the winter months. This often forgotten Poort takes you past lovingly tended vineyards, fertile orchards and sparkling blue dams, surrounded by towering mountains, including the Western Cape's second highest peak, Matroosberg, which is snow-capped for much of the winter. The Poort and its sister pass take their name from the Hexrivier, whose source is found high up in the surrounding mountains. From the northern start, the road heads along the eastern bank of the Hexrivier as the sides of the Poort get ever more constricted. There are lovely views to the east over the fertile floodplains of the river, which are bedecked with serried ranks of neat vineyards. After 3 kilometers, the road ascends briefly to its highest point, then sweeps down a left-hand bend through an impressive cutting. This is the Sand Hills Cutting mentioned earlier. Here the road slices neatly through a projecting spur of the mountain, which in the past had to be avoided. But with modern engineering techniques, this impressive cutting was drilled and blasted to the point where the road surface was reached, allowing for an almost level gradient to be maintained. The sides are exceptionally high, amongst the steepest cuttings to be found anywhere in South Africa, and the hard rock allowed for a near vertical profile due to its inherent stability. In general road engineering terms, the steeper the cutting, the harder the rock. All along this road, there are many examples of good road engineering, including dry-packed stone stabilization and concrete catchwalls. Once through the main cuttings, the road straightens out and descends steeply into the southwest for a short while before the gradient eases off again to a more typical Poort level of around 1 in 30. Towards the end of the Poort, the road goes into a tight S-bend and overpasses the railway line, then straightens out again where the Poort ends at the 7.2 kilometer point.